It's been a chaotic year here at our Handyman Rehabilitation Center. And quite honestly, it's only going to get more hectic.
Ow! Ah! Ah!
By the end of this, our final episode, all of the rooms in the Wilderness Lodge have to be finished.
I'm asking that the caulking
Oh, frig off.
And at the very end, a pack of 10-year-old Cub Scouts is arriving to help us with the final inspection.
The sink's loose. It smells weird.
Out of a 10, what do you give this bathroom?
4.
When it's all said and done, someone will be named Canada's worst handyman. Canada's worst handymen were nominated by you. When the foremost hapless renovators in the entire country signed up for handyman rehab, we thought this year using a remote wilderness lodge would make the experience more like going to a spa.
Shut it off!
But this year's focus on the more rustic aspects of plumbing, basic electrical, and rough carpentry
Don't do that.
I got it.
I almost thought I was going to cut your arm off.
seem to create more tension than relaxation.
You're distracting me. Get the out of here.
Here, you do it.
We don't have to hang it.
Well, yeah, we gotta hang it.
He didn't say we have to hang it.
Well, yeah, we do.
It's my project. We're sanding it.
Fine, sand it then.
I'd like to get a task done.
So much for providing a tranquil environment.
You try it.
Ooh, look at this.
Yes, all right, just calm down.
Who's going to make me, you?
This year, we put together the longest list of challenges we've ever created. And that really seemed to stress out our nominees.
No, like me.
And no one had wilder mood swings than Eric, a nurse from Gatineau, Quebec.
I can't handle stress.
He sure can't.
I quit. I quit. This sucks, man. The whole thing doesn't work.
At home, Michelle, Eric's wife, is sick of the quitting.
It's frustrating living with Eric because every time I turn around, he starts a new project and the other one hasn't been completed.
In rehab, Eric learned that instructions are the key to success.
I'm finished.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm telling you, I'm improving. Come on.
He's reading instructions.
Oh, yeah?
I'm speechless.
Brian is the next nominee for Canada's worst handyman. When Veronica introduced us to Brian at their home in Sarnia, Ontario, we met a Coast Guard officer who's in deep denial.
How long have we not had a shower? I would say a minimum of 3 years.
What?
Yeah.
Even so, the bathroom is always wet.
This floor is rotten.
And worst of all, Brian's toilet doesn't work.
Flush her down. She works.
During his sweaty stay in rehab, Brian learned that repairing a rotten bathroom might be beyond him.
When you go home, are you going to do the subfloor and then put on a vinyl or some kind of floor covering and then put on the toilet?
I don't know.
Which brings us
Why did you get something so confusing?
to Angie. Angie's headaches sometimes come from doing handiwork her way. But Angie gets most stressed doing handiwork
Is that done yet?
Oh,
Thanks.
sorry.
with her husband, Roy. At home in Minto, New Brunswick,
Are they even gonna fit the door? No.
Yes, they do fit the door.
Angie does home handiwork hastily,
Look, you can still use it as a door if you were skinny.
whereas Roy wishes she would do it properly.
Okay.
It looks awful.
Hey, it covers the hole. I didn't see you doing it.
At rehab,
Just go back and forth with the saw on the bolt.
we've tried to teach Angie that seemingly quick solutions
Hey, Roy! Want your bowl?
often lead to even more upsetting repairs.
That's friggin' nasty, sticking your hand in here.
And finally, there's no nominee as stressed out as Johnny, a journalist from Red Deer, Alberta. In Red Deer, Johnny took a deep breath and listened to his wife, Darlis, explain his problem.
Johnny does have a phobia towards handiwork.
We asked Johnny to take on 3 projects he's been meaning to do. He started all 3, but he got too stressed out to complete any of them. At our rehabilitation center, we tried to get Johnny to finish his projects. But
Hell, another assignment, a task not done.
he only got 6 things done. And they were
An abomination. An abomination. It's an abomination. A complete abomination. It was an abomination. It's another abomination.
before naming Canada's worst handyman, we're giving the nominees a chance to finish all of their undone jobs.
You okay, Brian?
I'm really stressed out.
This is your to-do list.
Oh, for sakes.
Okay. In rehab, you did approximately 20 challenges. These are the big ones that are left to finalize. All right? Come collect.
Every task on the list must be completed in order. And the first item is the timber wall from episode 2.
Get the parging material ready. I'm gonna slap this crap on.
I'm not thinking too clearly.
This is a big job that Angie wants no part of.
I'm writing it off. It's a failure. To-do list, number 1. Failure.
Brian really enjoys screwing his timber wall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Didn't that sound good?
During the original installation, Brian was, well, binging on his purging. Now, it's rock hard and bumpy.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try sanding this, which was originally my plan.
It's a bad plan. If you ever do put purging material that's made of mortar on your wall, don't try sanding it down or you'll just kind of create a huge mess.
You think so?
Eric gets his purging on the wall correctly,
Timber wall, done.
but he's still having trouble understanding instructions.
Am I supposed to lay down my glue and then put it on? I have no idea.
Angie
Okay, I'm gonna do it till I screw it up.
needs to chisel a trench to create room for her lamp wire.
I don't even want to try this.
Well, don't do it then if you don't want to try it.
That is so dangerous.
That is Jeff Woodmansey. Jeff, a lifelong Toronto tradesman, is one of our 2 rehab center experts, alongside general contractor Gail Prosser-Craig.
Put it down strong and give it a rip.
Gail and Jeff have taught the bad handyman how to do every challenge on their list.
Any other questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. Who is the worst handyman? The experts help decide at the end of the show.
Whoa. Let's talk about safety here a little bit.
Okay.
How sharp is that chisel?
Probably really sharp.
And you're pounding it towards your husband's chest.
There's nothing new, though.
When we come back, the lists get finished.
Was it all cocked up?
The nominees for Canada's Worst Handyman are hard at work trying to finish off their rooms in their own special ways. Angie is talking to wood.
You son of a you're not worth the effort I'm putting into you.
Eric is talking to himself.
Right on, Eric. Superb. Did a wicked job up again.
And talk about sad. Johnny can't squeeze caulking from its tube.
Can't Roy help you?
No, they're busy with their own stuff,
Okay,
Durs.
fine.
Pierce seal. Have you done that?
Oh, it's still sealed.
Johnny might be a total disaster.
Disaster.
But the rehab center is creating a fundamental change in Brian.
With the practice we're getting here, I'm learning a lot more than I ever expected.
Absolutely. This is the best thing that ever happened to you. This handyman.
Really?
This place? This Canada's Worst Handyman? Absolutely. The best thing that's ever happened to him.
Of his 15 projects, Brian has
2 checked off.
his finished toilet will be number 3.
Before coming here, if I'd said, can your husband install a toilet?
No way.
Veronica, can I say something? Your doubts are going down there. No bubbles, no trouble.
I'm impressed.
The Handyman Rehabilitation Center, bringing couples together since 2005.
Absolutely.
After a week in rehab, Angie made a medicine cabinet with a 10-kilogram door.
Oh my God!
So, she's rebuilding her cabinet,
How's that look?
and she's trying to reshape her mirror using a glass cutter and, well, steel-toed boots.
There you go.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me why you look like that.
Brian is just as shattered.
Oh, shoot, my instructions are all wrecked. Frig. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I should do that.
If he insists on doing this, I'm going to have to start calling Brian cocky.
I guess I wasn't fast enough. I'm just all caught up right now.
No, you're cocked up.
Cocked up. I'm cocked up.
Was it all cocked up?
Brian did get his shower siliconed up, but it's not very pretty.
As long as it stops it from leaking.
Johnny's toilet plumbing won't stop leaking.
Hey, it's leaking all over the place. Johnny, stop that, man. Turn that off. What are you going to have to do? Just talk me through the solution to this.
I gotta do it all over again.
Johnny has only 2 tasks done. But with just 15 minutes left in the day, all Johnny does is put another nail in his coffin. Eric is working on task number 6, his medicine cabinet.
It's not working.
Eric is attempting to join his mirror frame with something carpenters call dovetails.
Oh man, it's not fitting by not much.
This is very advanced carpentry, and I don't think he has it in him.
Oh! Busted again. All right, let's glue that up together. It's not working. It's not working.
Well, it's not working, so plan B is?
Plan B? There's no plan B. Plan B is I want to cry. That's what it is, plan B. Watch out.
Brian made a lot of errors getting to his 13th task.
That's the crappiest toilet seat I've ever made.
The man I call Cocky is in the midst of a dust storm.
I love Dust. Dust! Just call me Dusty. Dusty? That's your new name?
Yeah, Dusty. I'm so dusty right now. Andrew's gonna call me Dusty Cocky.
When we come back, everyone hits the ice
1, 2, lift.
to assemble the fishing hut. The nominees for Canada's Worst Handyman have spent a grand total of just 12 hours working together, making an ice fishing hut. Now, the funny thing is, they don't know they've made an ice fishing hut because they made it in pieces. They made 2 pieces for the roof. They made an angled window frame, a door, some covering pieces, and now it's time to let them in on our little secret.
What the heck do we got here?
Stuff we built.
That's our door.
What the heck?
Look around at everything you built. What did you really build?
It's,
maybe a playhouse for kids?
Treehouse.
Treehouse?
Like that.
A tree house? No. This will be much easier to explain if I show them with a model.
Angie made this window, right?
Yeah, that's right.
This is the floors I'm talking about that
Yeah.
Brian built. Then you guys made this door contraption, yes?
Yeah, we did that.
I really like that.
What, I ask again, did you guys build? You guys built an ice fishing hut.
An ice fishing hut.
No way!
Using our model,
We're gonna do the old Amish barn raising.
Oh,
Nice.
I explain how the bar will be wedged underneath the roof for support. Then every other part of the structure will be fitted in place, and all of this will happen on our frozen lake.
This is the final group project for Canada's Worst Handyman.
This is unreal. This is gonna be so cool. You have no idea.
Angie's the foreman. Listen to Angie. What should we do first?
Well, we gotta... I don't know.
After 5 minutes of fumbling,
So maybe we should mount it on that side.
Why don't we put it on that side?
it's time to get this show on the road.
So here's my pitch. I'd say we flip this one on its side, and we flip the other one on its side so that they're starting to do that peak, okay? If we nail them together with this thing bends, okay? It's called a gusset plate.
Okay.
So we can put the 2 peaks together,
Right.
and then we can play with the angle. Doesn't matter if we're right or wrong, because it'll bend.
Yeah.
1, 2, lift. 1, 2, lift, guys.
A bit more forward, guys.
Can someone get the gusset plate?
With heavy framing hammers, it should take just a couple of minutes to nail up the gusset plates.
Brian, that's a tack hammer, man. That's
I
for
know,
hanging
it's the only one I
pictures. Go
have.
get your hammer.
Anyone ahead?
Go get your hammer, Brian. That's not a hammer. Go get your framing hammer.
After 15 days in rehab, it's exasperating to see people hammering this pathetically.
What part of rehab did you learn the 2-handed hammer swing?
I thought it might work to my advantage out in the cold.
Johnny is so bad with the hammer, he's not even getting the nails into the wood. He's just crushing them onto the wood.
Good job, man.
Hey! Oh, sorry.
The next step is wedging the bar in place, face down.
Angie?
Yes.
I can tell by eyeballing it here to here that it needs to be pushed in on this side about 3 inches.
A tight string represents the frozen lake.
What do you think?
When the bar is lined up,
Now you guys know where to put that?
the window frame can be fastened in place to provide structural support during the lift.
There, right to the ice.
You give me
Okay,
a hand?
so we gotta hammer her in now.
While Johnny and Brian nail the window frame in place, Eric is cutting pieces for structural bracing.
Now, what do you want me to do?
You can help Brian nailing these on.
Okay.
Brian, if you can't nail it, I will.
Brian can nail it, but one 3.5-inch spike takes him 58 swings.
I hate hammering. I hate hammering. I hate hammering.
The next task? Installing the roof log.
How are we attaching this to the roof?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
We should mount it with wood. Don't they have sort of mounting brackets?
What we have are very powerful impact drills with huge bolts.
We're going in.
What'd
we're
they call
coming
that
out.
tool?
It's called your best friend today, buddy.
All right.
Using a $300 impact drill to install a tiny flag is called overkill.
Let's talk about what's next.
Next would be raising a bar.
Let's do it.
Raising a quarter-ton A-frame on a frozen surface is the most dangerous thing we've ever tried.
Let's make it happen, guys. We're all ready. 1, 2, lift.
Up and stop. Look out, Darlis. Look out, Darlis. Go away. Ugh. Now you're going to support it as it comes down to you.
I got it.
Let it go. Keep going. Keep going. Yes, sir.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Well done.
Hey, way to go.
Hey, way to go.
An ice fishing hut built by bad handymen in the frozen north inspires Johnny's patriotism.
Oh, Canada, our home
and native land, true patriot love, give all my sons command.
More with Canada's Worst Handyman after the break.
Glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true Lord, strong and free.
During their stay in rehab, the nominees for Canada's Worst Handyman have spent about 12 hours doing woodwork together.
Oh, cookie time!
In that time, they never realized they were making pieces designed to fit together as an A-frame ice fishing hut. Today, the team is taking another 4 hours to assemble their pieces on our frozen lake. And so far, it's been an outstanding success. Now, the team has to cover the structure with plywood, the window and door need to go in, and
Turn.
they have to squeeze the structurally supporting bar into place.
We get this sucker in there, right?
Should work.
Ooh, she's supposed to be riding on that.
Uh-oh.
To fill the gap,
96 1/4. Oh, you got one?
Eric needs to cut a board with perfectly angled ends.
I'm applying what you teach me about marking the angle.
The rehab center works. You're actually going to go home with a clue.
Yeah, actually gonna go home with loss.
Eric correctly reshapes the board and fits it in place, allowing Angie to continue.
We need plywood to cover this all in.
That job goes to Brian and Johnny.
Well, I'm wondering, is it possible to get a big sheet of plywood? This is just an idea.
Yeah.
Big sheet of plywood as a template and just draw around it?
That is the right way to do it. But Angie wants to fasten the window in place first.
So, how do you put a window in? It's with, come on, it's carpentry, come on.
Glue?
No. What do we always use to attach stuff to stuff?
Gyprock screws.
Let's go with wood screws this time, seeing as this structure's made of wood.
Okay, wood
See these conveniently placed holes?
Oh, okay.
Screw it right through there, okay?
Okay.
Next issue, the door.
Now, is it gonna fit?
It doesn't fit, but
See that? So if you just cut that off right there, and cut that off right there.
That'll go in.
That'll go in. Hey, stop! Stop! Look at that door again and see what the problem with it is.
Oh, yeah, it's backwards. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
while Eric moves forward with the door, Johnny and Brian have stalled on the plywood job.
If we do it in two pieces, we're going to have to do this vertically.
What are you guys just standing here arguing for? Listen, guys.
From here.
Measure it here, cut it, put it up.
5 minutes later.
Do you want two pieces like tipped up like this, or do you want one piece across?
The other idea I had, Angie, was this. We can do it in 4 pieces, okay?
Okay, in a situation like this, what you want to do is not have the window in. The window should be out. You put the piece of sheathing, the plywood, over everything. Then you cut the notch out of the window. Simple. You're done.
We want to measure again?
Brian and Johnny use the plywood triangle as their measuring stick.
I know we're going to do this the same way, because it could be a different size.
They don't listen.
Eric almost has the door in.
All right, you gotta have to slide it in.
Yeah.
There, it's in. All right, flush.
Perfect. This is the side that's listening. This is the side that's not.
It's been half an hour since Angie asked Brian and Johnny to cut the plywood pieces.
Oh, hang on. Just wait for a second.
Oh my God, Brian, are you serious? Does this really take this long?
I had to wait for a window
You guys
fixed.
don't even have a cut made.
That's
Not
all right.
one cut. I was on them like soy sauce on rice.
Okay, good.
Finally, they cut what should be a perfectly measured piece.
We may have to shave off just a little bit.
A little bit too long.
It doesn't fit on the other side either.
Well, we got to measure
a little
it.
bit out here.
We haven't cut for the windows.
I don't know why this has to be so hard. If you would just listen. You don't
Whatever.
listen.
Sorry.
Maybe Angie's husband will listen.
I'm sending Roy on this job because it's taking way too damn long.
Okay.
With Roy pushing the pace,
There we go.
the screws start going in.
I want to go fishing.
You want to go fishing?
You bet.
Well, do you want to be the guy cutting the hole?
You bet.
What's the best way to cut a hole through the ice?
It's an auger.
No, what's the best way?
Chainsaw? Whoa! We can't use that anymore. It's dangerous. And we're through!
Roy is almost through his task of covering the back,
It ain't very straight, but
but it fits.
We're talented artists now.
Are we down to one last piece?
We're down to one piece on the front.
This final piece represents the greatest triumph in the history of the Handyman Rehabilitation Center.
All done, sir.
Is that it? Are we done?
All right.
Yeah, let it go.
Canada's worst ice hut is actually a nice hut.
The amount of knowledge I learned from here, it's like unbelievable.
It's been great.
I think I've learned confidence in myself in starting a job and being able to finish it.
I learned that maybe I don't know everything, but I still know more than Roy.
When we come back, the rooms get finished
Mother of
Please
Mary.
don't get that all over. It's glue.
And our special visitors arrive.
I'm very tired today.
It's the final day at our rehabilitation center. Today's task? Finishing everything. Johnny might never get through his list. Because now, for some reason, he's removing his carpet, which Darlis thinks is an atrocious idea.
Well, everything's an atrocity, Darlis. Just...
Brian is down to his 2 final projects, but he feels he needs help.
You're not helping, you're just wandering around. I'm asking you to copy.
Oh, frig off. I'm trying to help you, and you're just being a jerk.
Okay.
Eric still has to close the door on 9 of his projects.
But you're focusing on little things, you know, when you have...
Bro, the door's opening. Really? Like it's a major problem.
When we started this process, I thought we'd have to twist Angie's arm to get her to finish every project. But she's on the final task.
Ooh. Oh, be careful, she's
What the is going on?
When Angie turns her closet...
Oh, there you go.
Back into her closet...
There you go.
She's done.
There you go.
I'm 180 pounds.
Angie's success puts her in the lead. Eric is going slowly but successfully. Brian has admitted defeat on 4 challenges. And Johnny only has 2 things done. But it's time to prepare for the arrival of the Scouts. The motto of the Scouts is, be prepared. To prepare for the arrival of the Cubs here tomorrow, the next challenge for Canada's worst handyman is making bunk beds.
Oh my God. God, are you okay? Honey.
Bunk beds that come in dangerous kits.
Sorry.
We gotta make 2 of these? Remember, we gotta make
No, I
2?
don't understand.
Okay. We gotta
I
make...
don't understand. So tell me again.
That's what I was just going to tell you.
Okay, what? Why aren't these things fitting in there?
Why isn't Angie wearing her hard hat?
Oh!
Oh.
Brian might be in over his head.
I haven't found any instructions yet.
And Eric is too busy plumbing to think about his bed.
My whole plumbing is not even leaking.
Angie is the only person
That's it.
who gets her bed made. And she even gets her bed made.
Dun, da, 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 the end. What do you want to do now?
Take a nap?
The nominees for Canada's worst handyman have gone through a lot of surprises during their stay in rehab, but now it's time for their biggest surprise. The Cubs are here, and they're a little bit early.
I'm climbing up here.
In Angie's bathroom, the adjudication is as harsh as her toilet seat.
So wobbly. Shouldn't all those be connected? You could shake it. It could come loose probably, and then all the water should come up.
That's better than Angie's coat rack.
The nail and glue's coming out.
Oh no, so it's not even childproof.
No.
Oh no! Hello, Brian's bathroom.
I do not want to take a bath in here.
Why not?
Because there's no curtain. There's a leak.
Where?
Right there.
Is this bathroom good enough?
No! Horrible.
Who here has their carpentry badge? Do you think Johnny deserves a carpentry badge?
No. There's no bed.
Got The heater's not even on. It smells weird.
And Johnny's plumbing stinks too.
Doesn't work. The sink's loose.
To get the water running, one of the cubs goes underneath and opens the shutoff valve.
Oh, is the water come on now?
There.
But who fixed this plumbing?
Us. This room is an abomination!
Eric is last.
The fireplace shakes. The lamp's sort of tipping. The cupboard's too low. There's nails sticking out.
Out of a 10, what do you give this bathroom?
A 4.
What do you think? Do you think this room is the worst?
No.
Is it the woman upstairs?
No.
Even the Cub Scouts realize Canada's worst handyman is either Brian or Johnny.
I fully expect in an hour or two to be crowned Canada's worst handyman.
So, maybe I am Canada's worst handyman.
Who thinks Brian? And who thinks Johnny? It's close to a tie, hey?
We go into the main room to discuss things further.
Johnny! 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 Johnny didn't finish his bed, so neither did Brian.
It's time for the final vote.
Ryan's the Canada's worst handyman.
Who agrees?
Not me.
Well, who do you think is the worst?
Johnny. And Johnny is the worst handyman on this show. Johnny's the worst handyman.
You?
Johnny. Brian. Brian. Johnny.
Wow, it's a dead heat. We have 2 carpentry experts. So should they make the final decision?
Yeah.
After the break, you know what happens.
And Canada's worst handyman is...
It's time to decide who is Canada's worst handyman.
Canada's worst handyman should be Brian McDowell.
I believe Johnny is Canada's worst handyman.
I think Brian M. should be the worst handyman.
I don't want to be Canada's worst handyman, but, it's a no-brainer.
The experts and I begin our final inspections in Angie's room.
Definitely a rehab success story here.
You're not the worst, are you?
I don't think I am.
In rehab, Angie and her husband learn to work as a team.
Yes.
She in?
Yes.
Excellent.
And they got a lot accomplished.
You're the only person in rehab who got through their entire list of chores. So we bow to you. Thank you very much.
Eric's next.
Rehab in general, from start to finish, good for you, bad for you?
Good, because I gradually improved.
Gail, success story?
Success story. Yeah, he was ambitious.
Yeah, Eric did great. He took on challenges that a lot of people didn't.
On our day 1 shopping trip,
I want to get a router.
Eric bought more tools.
Stuff I didn't think I needed, I grabbed anyway, just in case.
And more complicated tools than any other worst handyman nominee.
I'm the only one guy can compress nail gun. And I'm gonna use every single tools I got.
Eric did use his router, his chainsaw, his tenon cutter, the radial arm saw, and as a result, his goal of becoming more adept at tool use has definitely been a success.
Is this bathroom also a success?
Yes, in my opinion, it is.
How many leaks?
0 leaks.
Is that you doing the deep breathing? Yeah. How was your time at rehab?
I've learned that I think I can do everything that you taught me.
That knowledge isn't evident in the room.
Gail, what do you see in here?
I see just a complete disastrous mess.
I see that someone that's come a long way, but I think the knife has to be sharpened.
Jeff's right. Johnny did hone his skills in rehab, but to be blunt, the knife that is Johnny might always be dull.
Are you Canada's worst handyman?
Yeah, I am.
Rough ending, hey, Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even so, Brian's experience was invaluable.
I'm very happy with the opportunity to come here and rehab. I feel more comfortable with power tools than I ever did before. I mean, that is an adventure and a challenge that I really thank you very much for.
At the rehab center,
Thanks for your education. Appreciate it.
we taught Brian all we could.
If you know what you're doing, it's simple.
But Brian never seemed to know what he was doing.
I didn't see the growth that I thought I was going to see from you.
Are you Canada's worst handyman?
I'm never going to admit that here.
Well, it's that part of the show where we change someone's life by saying, you know who you are? You're Canada's worst handyman. So I'll just throw it out there. Who do you got?
Johnny.
Brian.
Obvious. Obvious.
Brian and Johnny both came to rehab without knowing what they were doing.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no friggin' clue.
I don't know what
I don't know.
I just don't know.
Neither one of them could use a tape measure. Neither could drive a screw. And cutting with a power saw made both of them terrified. Handiwork is not magic.
Ta-da.
Instructions are readily available.
Oh, my God.
But the only thing Brian and Johnny seemed to really comprehend was demolition. It's mind-bending, but Brian and Johnny might be the worst handymen we've ever met.
Damn.
They're so bad, even they get the picture.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I will be named Canada's worst handyman.
And I believe truly that I am the worst.
So, who really is Canada's worst handyman?
Well, the thing with Johnny is that he's aware when things aren't good.
Mm-hmm.
Brian has no clue.
Brian's a whiner. Johnny's incompetent. And there's a big difference there.
You would work with a whiner, but not with somebody who's incompetent.
Sure. Yeah, a whiner you could just slap in the back of the head and move on. Incompetence, you're going to have to do it yourself over and over again.
At this stage in the show, I just want a unanimous agreement. So let's just drop the arguing and let's agree on who is Canada's worst handyman. That's it. There's only one thing left to do here, and that's name Canada's worst handyman. So, Eric and Angie, why don't you guys just take a step back, because it's not you.
Are you sure?
I'm certain. You two are not Canada's worst handyman. Congratulations for doing so well at rehab. Good for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brian, Johnny, I'm not going to give you a big, long speech this year. I'm just going to jump right to it. Our experts have come to a unanimous decision. And Canada's worst handyman is... Johnny.
What? I don't believe it.
Johnny, you're Canada's worst handyman.
Well, there's worse things in the world to be called.
Sorry, sir, but I'm going to have to ask you to step forward and hang your head in shame.
Okay.
Just pull, man.
Ow! Jeez. Whoops. There we go.
Sir, I now officially name you Canada's worst handyman.
Come on, claps. Do something.
And now, for his own pleasure, Johnny will sing us out.
Just for my fellow participants. I am Canada's worst handyman. Oh, I am Canada's worst handyman. Can't you see I am so inept? But it's okay, I'll fly back to Alberta tomorrow with a big smile on my face.
Johnny Bachewski. Intrepid journalist. Passionate singer. Canada's worst handyman.
I am done. Oh.